Well, welcome to Luvthemknives channel. We've got a TwoSun knife, Josh Dupuis design, front flipper. Although, yeah, you can just use the cutout on the blade to do that. It's the TS267, and not that I know of does it have a name beyond that. TS267. There's Dupuis' moniker there, or maker's mark, designer's mark. 14C 28N blade steel, carbon fiber, titanium, we'll take it apart, back spacer, pocket clip. See what he's done kind of in here to kind of balance between the cutout in the front and the fact that there wasn't a cutout in the back. Of course, yeah, I mean, you think, well, what does a pocket clip match to if you did that? And you're right, you don't. So, actually, to tell you the truth, I could have done without the cutout in the front. Just saying. Right there. Don't need a cigar cutter, and this just didn't seem that fascinating to do that, per se, especially if you're staring at the back of the titanium on the other side. Had they done it on both sides, then it would have been interesting. But then, yes, you do have this to deal with. So the cutaway might have had to be, less, and that way where this actually lands would be on the actual scale. So maybe this could have been up forward a little bit more, and then, but I don't know. I really am not that big on the whole cutout area myself. I like the overall design. If you just look at it from the back, check it out. I like that. And it's kind of a bolster lock thing. It's titanium. And the hardware's nice. Got that real nice flat machined look to it. So yeah, good looking there as well. Let me see if we're running number 8s on everything. Now these are number 6s here. So we're really not running number 6s except for the pivot, which, wow, okay. That's ready to go. That's not thread locker or nothing involved there. But yeah, I mean, it has a nice action to it. It's really easy to flick when you just want to finger flick it. And actually, as a front flipper, I like it better than a lot of knives. If you really are interested in a front flipper that really seems to work well, this is not a bad choice. This works better than a lot of front flippers out there. I don't know if it's because the detent's a little lighter. Well, that's not light. Okay. Somewhere around a 4.5 to a 5 on my detent scale. So that's not bad. Yeah, not bad at all, but it's where it needs to be on this knife, because you don't want it a lot stiffer if you're going to go front flipper like this. Let's see how much it weighs. I mean, they cut this big swath through the front scale, so it can't be too heavy. Yeah, 3.67 ounces. Let's roll it around. I just went past grams, didn't I? 104 grams. Not bad. Now, if you compare it to my paramilitary 2, it's a smaller knife. It's definitely a smaller knife. Let's put the tape on it. Yeah, 3 1/4. But it's got 3 1/4 cutting length too. Down here, 3.4 maybe, almost 3.5 to where that bolster hits the tape. But here, and so, you could call it 82 millimeters, anywhere down to about 85 millimeters. 7.6 overall length at about 19.5 centimeters. So yes, under 8-inch knife. 3.2 inch blade. Smaller knife. Got a great drop to it though. It's quick over the detent. See, right there, boom. Now, you know, you got to be careful because you don't have a flipper tab to hit you in the thumb, so that can hit you in the thumb, and that may not be good. Another good thing about, of course, not a flipper tab is that you're right here making good contact. Flipper tabs sometimes throw you up there, right? But down here, wow, you're making good contact. Piercing, slicing. Ergos are great because it's really, really neutral along here. And this one's sharp. This one's really sharp, actually. That's pretty good. Comes in a lovely display box. And I write all over them. You know, I just want to know what I got. And so, because I got a bunch of these knives, I do. I'm a TwoSun, you know, freak. So, yeah, I bet I got 40 or 50 TwoSun knives. And it's not like I hold on to every TwoSun knife that comes through my hands. I don't. But even 40 or 50, those are like ones that I think I really, really would like to hold on to. So those are what I consider keepers. And I guess I need to drag them all out sometime and go through them. So lightweight, not real big, cool blade shape, very sharp out of the box. I like this titanium bolster thing with what's going on with the carbon fiber. This is kind of interesting here. Could have rounded the corners a bit more, but then again, maybe there's that interest in the fact that it's got that rectangular look, kind of very simplistic. And, you know, this big front choil area, but that fits my finger really well, and the rest of this is so neutral. Now, where's my balance is easy to find here as well. So, detent's just right where it needs to be for something like this. And I tried to get myself right there, see? I mean, that's the problem. You can just, like, that baby's going to slide down. And if you get too enthusiastic, it's going to keep coming at you. So, yeah. I guess that's one of my biggest bitches with front flippers is there is no flipper tab to hit you in the thumb. You know, this flipper tab hits me in the thumb, drop. You know, flipper tab hits me in the thumb, drop. That gives it a great fidget factor. Where this is, you don't get lost in something else you're thinking about while you're doing this, because she'll come around and kick you. But yes, very light, good ergos, easy to find the balance here. Reverse grip is nice. Fit and finish is first rate on this. Lockup is 35%. We will take it apart. You know, ceramic detent ball, ceramic bearings on the pivot. You know, they usually build a little detent ramp in these things as well. Got a little bit of a choil here for sharpening purposes. Nice satin grind. I'm not complaining. You know, I got this for a reason. I saw it and I go, I really like it. But to tell you the truth, once in hand, I go, I just don't need this. I don't need this. This should have been filled in, and that would have been just fine with me. I like the look of this side. And this could have been without this little machine surround here too, if you'd have just left this plain. And really, there's nothing wrong with that being plain, to me. Sometimes I wonder if designers just want to continue to do things just they go just a step or two too far. They're trying to outthink themselves. And so, yeah, I mean, there's so many great designs on these TwoSun knives, or through the industry wide, you know, of knives, period, out there. But there's always little things about every knife I go, if he would have just stopped, or if he would have just maybe done less, it would have been more to me. So, yes, as far as the blade's concerned, over the overall design, great. And blade to handle length, well, that's great. That's fine. And the design flow, well, it is what it is, right? Actually, did it need to be a front flipper? No. I mean, this cutaway here, wow, that's just too easy. That's too easy. It didn't need thumb studs, didn't need anything. But the design flow is really nice once it's opened. It is. So this is pretty light, under 4 ounces. It's, fairly small, but it's reasonable blade size. So yeah, I mean, I like it. So let's see what we got for blade stock. 3.5 at 0.13 inches and a ½ inch pretty much at 13 millimeters. So that's pretty standard. Backspacer's nice, and you have no chance of touching that blade. Wraps all the way back around, so it gives it a nice finished look, and the pocket clip is reasonably deep carry, especially for being like a machined one, Centered. I'm not getting any blade play or lock rock, okay? Nothing like that. So let's dig in, see what we can do. That was easy, but I knew it was easy. I just checked that. Oh, okay, so the pocket clip itself is a number 8. I guess just the screws that keep, oh, come on. Did you need a little bit more coaxing? I guess the screws that keep the scales on there are the number 6s. And so, yeah, I mean, that's pretty standard for TwoSun as well, if they have specific screws for the scales. Let's see if we got some screws underneath the actual carbon fiber scales that are keeping this bound together. Okay. There we go. Yeah, kind of figured. And they're number 8s. So there we go. You have to take the carbon fiber insert or scale off to disassemble the knife, because they got a couple of screws sitting under there. There you go. All right, so there's the titanium liner and, D-shaped pivot, obviously. Okay. Hardened steel insert, ceramic detent ball, ceramic bearings, and built themselves a little detent ramp right here. That's nice. So good. And here's our pivot. And right at the end there is a D shape to go into the opposite scale and hold it in place. And then, of course, we've got these really nice steel washers that do a great job nesting those bearings there. Nice. Kicking the washer out, looking underneath, looks good. Looks good. There's your back spacer. Presentation side still intact. Didn't take the scales off of that. All right, looks like we're all good in the neighborhood, right? Got everything together. This is our presentation side. There's our little D shape on the pivot. Throw that back. You can see the little travel area for your stop. And it's an internal stop right here. And then we need to put in our washer, then a bearing, and then just a little bit of lubrication, the blade, another bearing, a little bit of lube, and I'm going to throw the washer over the top like that. Then I'm going to put this down right here. And let's see if we can click this all into place. I guess no reason. Well, we can't do this right now as well while we deal with getting these locked down, and then these into the liners through the back spacer. Okay. And there we go. Put it right down there. Get this in place. And get this in place before we put the pocket clip in. Just like that. And like that. Pocket clip time. And there we go. We're logged down with a pocket clip, and we're centered up. Looks good. No blade play. Centered up. All right, all done with our TS267. Wow, this it's a very flippable knife. Yeah, the action's great. Very good as a front flipper. Even though I'm not super big on front flippers, if you want to try one out, this would be a good choice because this is very, very easy to master. I'm going to leave you to it. Thank you so much for hanging out. And you know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.